If you are wondering, is retinol right for me? You're a beginner, you're thinking retinol for beginners, I don't know where to start, help me out. I am here to help you make some sense of retinols and retinol products that you see in the stores and give you some information so that you can make some really great skincare choices and understand the benefits of a retinol. Retinols are a product that have the most scientific and clinical evidence that they really do an amazing job at anti-aging and, should I say, pro-aging, helping that skin just look its best as time marches on. And so I want to help you find the right retinol for you today by giving you some information that you can take with you. My name is Dr. Lynn Neiman. I am a board certified anesthesiologist. I've been fellowship trained by the American Academy of Anti-Aging Medicine in aesthetic medicine, and I own and operate Blossom Medical in Northern Virginia. We are so excited that you are here and listening to this conversation today. I am just excited to share with you the things that I know about retinol products and hope to make some sense of the wall of retinols and choices that you have and can think about, and even all the things that you've heard about retinols that maybe kind of scare you a little bit or make you a little bit nervous to try a retinol. So let's talk about all things. I'm going to refer down to my notes a little bit today, so excuse me if I'm kind of looking on a paper, but I just wanted to not miss a beat and not leave anything out about retinols. And so let's just talk about the ways that retinols benefit skin. Retinols are amazing in that they increase our collagen production. They decrease the activity of things that break down collagen, and they just help with skin cell turnover. So they help to reduce any of those surface lines, wrinkles. They retexturize the skin. They can help with acne. They can do so many things. So let's dive into this conversation. Just so we're all clear going forward, the class of, I'm going to say that medical ingredient, retinoids. So all of the things that we talk about fall into that class of retinoids. Sometimes we talk about all of the medications in there all as being retinol. They're not, they're a little bit different, and there's some nuances between the different kinds of medications or different kinds of topicals that are in this class. And so I want to be clear, retinoids is the bigger class of medications, and then we should have it up above at this point, just kind of that flow of how vitamin A compounds exist and then the way that they become useful to our cells. So we're going to start off with our retinol esters. Our retinol esters are our sort of most gentle form of our retinoids, and those are really amazing for sensitive skin. Our retinols are kind of next in line, and our retinols are really what we see in most of our commercially available products. Our retinols have to undergo 2 bioconversions to become a retinaldehyde or a retinal, AL, and then they become a retinoic acid, which is our most clinically active or most biologically active form of that vitamin A compound. Retinals we can also purchase in stores. Avene makes a really lovely retinal that's commercially available. And then our tretinoin or our retinoic acid, that last one in that flow, those are our prescription strength retinols. And those retinols are really incredibly clinically active, and those are the ones that you need to get a physician's prescription to start using at home. And those are the ones where you may see just a more prolonged time and kind of allowing your skin to get used to that product. One myth I want to debunk right now, and I've heard it from other providers, is that retinol thins the skin over time. Retinol is a product that actually, because of its collagen induction and because of its ability to stimulate epithelial proliferation, so it actually stimulates the production of more epithelial cells. Epithelial cells make up the surface of your skin. it actually thickens the surface of the skin. So retinols actually help to thicken the skin. They produce more collagen and they help to thicken the surface of the skin. So retinols actually help to thicken the skin. They don't make the skin thin. That's been borne out in scientific papers. That is what we know about retinol. So you can just debunk that myth. That's just not something that's true, and that's something that I want you to know. So let's talk a little bit about all the things that retinols do, and then let's get into some specifics about products. So what do retinols do? They stimulate collagen. That's the first thing. They also inhibit the things that break down collagen. So there are some things that exist called MMPs that exist in the dermal matrix deep down in your skin. Those are enzymes that break down collagen. And one thing that retinol does is it actually inhibits MMP. So it actually, not only does it help boost our production, but it helps to kind of put the brakes on the things that are breaking down our collagen in our skin. So by both of those directions, it's boosting our overall collagen, which is amazing. Remember that collagen, our type 1 and type 3 collagen, are our most important collagen in skin, and absolutely without a doubt, our retinols are going to help to boost that collagen. Collagen production actually starts to decrease by about 1% per year after we reach the age of 25. So whatever we can do to boost our collagen, whatever products we can use, is really going to make a difference in our skin over time. So retinol use, our skincare use, things that we do daily at home, is going to, over time, really make a huge impact. So 10 years from now, you will be looking back and thanking yourself for getting on some of these products and using them as time has gone on. You're really going to do an amazing job boosting your skin. Other things that retinols do, they reduce oxidative stress, they modulate gene expression, they reduce intrinsic and extrinsic signs of aging. So what does that mean? Intrinsic is stuff that's going on in your own body. Extrinsic is the stuff that we are exposed to every day, pollution, UV exposure, all of those things. So retinol has the ability to help with both intrinsic and extrinsic aging, which is amazing. It can help to reduce pigment by acting at what's called the enzyme that helps to turn on our melanin producing cells. So our melanocytes use an enzyme called tyrosinase to start to turn that cell on to make pigment. Retinols actually dial down the effectiveness of tyrosinase. So they actually down-regulate the enzyme called tyrosinase that would turn our melanocytes on to produce pigment. So it actually kind of hits the off switch a little bit so that our melanocytes don't produce as much pigment. Not only in that way, but also because they're improving the amount of exfoliation that we have, they are helping to reduce the pigment in those outer layers of the skin. So in our deeper layer of the skin where the melanocytes live, we are reducing pigment production. Where that pigment has made its way kind of coming up through our epidermis, we are increasing exfoliation and skin cell turnover through our retinol, and because of that, our more superficial pigment is going to slough off more quickly. So we are going to get brighter in our outer layers of the skin, and we're going to reduce the pigment that we're making in those deeper layers of the skin. And because of that, we are overall going to end up with brighter, clearer skin with less evidence of pigment, and then we will appear to have healthier skin overall, which is amazing. We've talked about how studies have actually shown that retinol use thickens the epidermal layer of the skin, and so it actually causes a thickening effect on the skin and not the thinning effect that so many people talk about. The other amazing thing that retinol does, so not only does it help to improve that collagen production, but it also helps to improve what are called endothelial cell production. Endothelial cells are cells that make up the linings of our blood vessels. So the other thing that retinol does that's absolutely mind-blowing and amazing is that it helps to improve the microvasculature of our dermal layer of skin. So it is going to improve circulation in our skin. And by improving circulation, you're allowing your body to bring the nutrients that your skin cells need in order to be healthy to the actual skin. So you're improving the nutrition of the skin by taking retinol because you're improving the blood flow to the skin. Isn't that like amazing that a product you can apply topically can help do that to your skin? I'm just mind blown by that completely. And we've talked about pigment control. So those are just a really broad way, and I get so excited about all of those ways that retinol can work because it's amazing to me that something that you can use at home on a daily basis can really make that big and broad of an impact on your skin. And it has so many different pathways that it's improving your skin. Why would you not want to start to use this in your skincare program? And so let's help you make really, really good choices going forward. Some people, when they start a retinol at home, they just have made the choice. I'm starting a retinol. I want to see all the results. I want to see them all at once. And I have to tell you that retinols are active ingredients. They are going to increase skin cell turnover. They are going to cause some reaction in your skin. That reaction may look like, that sensitization may look like redness or erythema. It may look like some skin flaking or peeling. It may be some skin sensitivity. And so we need to really, truly decide if we want to start low and slow with you and give you a way to step into retinols so that you have less reactivity, or follow a specific ZO protocol. So I'm going to talk about kind of that low and slow method of stepping into a retinol, especially retinols for beginners. If you've never been on retinols before, I want you to feel confident going forward. If you want to go hand in hand with our providers and just jump into this retinol use, that's something that we need to do under the care of a physician and our esthetician at our office. So let's talk about you at home going to Ulta, going to Sephora, picking out products that you think are going to be really great for you, and I want to give you some really, really good advice. So if you are absolutely new to retinols, you've never ever tried a retinol in your life, or you really feel like you've got super sensitive skin and you want to try a retinol, when you turn and learn, you look at the labels and you're reading the ingredients in there, the one thing you want to look for is something called a retinol ester. Retinol esters are our most mild form of our retinoid class. And so that would be the place that you could start and start really safely and not expect to have a lot of sensitization with that product. It has the least amount of absorption. It's the hardest to actually absorb. So let's be realistic. It's also going to have the mildest effectiveness over time. So it might be a place where you start, but it might not be the place where you end up. So if you're just wanting to dip your toe in the water, things to look for, again, are retinol esters, are retinol propionate, retinol palmitate, and retinol acetate. So those are the ingredients that you want to look for on your label. We'll include these in the description so that you can refer back to those. So if you're looking at a label and you want to know, oh, what was that she said again? Is this the right thing that I'm looking for? You can definitely refer back to it. But those are, again, really, really good for people with sensitive skin. They're really good if you are a newbie to retinols. If you're a little nervous, you just want to dip your toe in the water and start somewhere, but maybe you're not ready to start with something stronger. So that's a great place to start. The next is a retinol. Retinols are amazing. Our retinols are often packaged with a lot of antioxidants, or they're packaged with something called bakuchiol, which is a sort of more natural retinol. And those skin soothing parts of that retinol treatment in total can really make a difference in how that causes sensitization or does not cause any sensitization on the skin. Retinols are about 10 times less potent than a tretinoin. So when you're looking on the label, here are the important numbers to look for. With most retinols, typically with like Skin Medica, a lot of the retinols that you'll see are available 0.25, 0.5, and 0.1% retinol. If you are new to retinols and you are trying a retinol for the first time, you want to start low and slow. Go to that 0.25% retinol to start first. And you can use that for a while, and you can always step up as time goes on. So I would use at least one full bottle of the 0.25 before I would try the 0.5, for example. There are other products that are available. I think there's a L'Oreal product that's available. That's a 0.3 that is available at Target, CVS. That's available at Sephora and Ulta. And that is another, that's probably very equivalent to the 0.25 Skin Medica. So start low. I would apply your retinol in the evening. So when should I apply my retinol? Start by applying it in the evening. You want to apply it up to your orbital rim. Don't apply it next to your eyes because the retinol that we should use under our eyes is a slightly lower percentage. So don't put it right up next to your sensitive eye skin. You may end up with a little bit of a reaction there, but apply it all over the rest of your face and in the evenings. And I would start there with retinol. Low and slow is fine. Use it twice a week when you first start with your retinol. If you find that you're not very sensitive, you're not having a lot of flaking, you're not having some skin sensitivity, after 2 weeks of time, you can use it every other night. Use it every other night for 2 weeks. Allow your skin to acclimate to that use of that retinol. And if you get to a place where you can use your retinol every night, that's great. If you get to a place where you can't use it every night, but every other night is what's working for you, that's fine. Using it with that frequency, you are still going to, over the course of time, have amazing benefit from the retinol use that you have. So absolutely low and slow. Think of the long game here. We want to get you using a retinol, but we want to do it in a way that's tolerable to you, that's not causing a lot of sensitization, and that you realize and are seeing the benefits of that retinol use. Again, retinol takes 2 conversions. So it goes from retinol under your skin to becoming retinol, AL, and then to becoming retinoic acid. That's the most active form of our vitamin A compounds, where it's actually doing that amazing work at the RAR and RXR receptors and kind of kicking everything into high gear in your cells. So it does take some bioconversion in order to become the most active form of that medication, which is why it's 10 times less potent than our retinoic acid that we can apply topically. Retinols are retinaldehyde. Avene makes a great product that is a retinal, AL, that you can apply topically. Again, that 0.3 is a wonderful place to start. And you can use that product, again, about a pea size at night. One thing I do want to tell you about retinol products, if you're purchasing things over the counter, if you're purchasing things from us, I'm just going to pull up a bottle of one of our retinols that we have here just to show you what I mean by this. This is a closed system. So we can't see the product in here. It doesn't get exposed to UV light. And when I pump this out on my skin here, another thing that you can notice, I'm going to try to hold this up to the camera just a little bit, is that this appears the slightest bit, let me put one more pump on here, yellow. So something important about your retinols. Retinols are actually, the product themselves can be degraded by repetitive UV exposure. So as you open and close a jar of retinol in your bathroom and it's repeatedly exposed to light from your window, that retinol may become less effective over time. So the effectiveness of the retinol in the bottle, that stability of the retinol, is affected by the container that it comes in. So when you're making a choice, when you're buying something, not from our office, but if you're buying something from a store, that you're choosing something that comes in an airtight container, that you cannot see the retinol and that you're not continuously opening and closing, that will over time change the efficacy of the retinol in that product. Retinol actually has the slightest bit of a yellow color to it. So when you are purchasing your retinol, again, I'm going to hold this up. You can see that that is yellow on my hand. And so the more retinol a product contains, the more yellow it's actually going to be. The less retinol it contains, the less yellow it's going to be. And you'll notice that potentially over time, that yellow in your product might change and become less yellow. That's a signal to you that over time that product has become less potent. And so it may be time that's just time to go ahead and change out your product. So that yellow color is actually something that you should look for. If you purchase something at CVS, at Target, that's got 0.3% retinol in it, and you take it home and you pump it out and it's completely white, I would question the actual concentration of the retinol that's in that product. It should appear a slight bit yellow. So that is a clinical pearl for you to know, to make sure that you are investing your money in a product that's actually doing what it claims to be doing and actually has that percent of retinol in it. And then the last thing that I wanted to talk about was retinoic acid. That's our tretinoin. That's a prescription strength. So the prescription strengths of that go from 0.025, 0.05, and 0.1%. Those are the percentages of tretinoin. Tretinoin comes in by prescription. It comes in a tube. In that tube, your tretinoin, you squeeze out about a pea size of that and use it across your whole face, avoiding the eye area as we discussed earlier. That tends to be, like I said, the most clinically active. And as you're using it, you may notice that you just have some skin sensitization, a little bit of peeling, a little redness, a little flakiness. That is normal. And with tretinoin, some people find that with prescription strength tretinoin, they can use it once a week. They can use it twice a week, but they can't ever get beyond that flaking or sensitization with the skin and use it more frequently. And that's okay. It's also perfectly fine to use maybe tretinoin once a week and use a retinol or a milder form during the rest of the week. But now we're starting to talk about more advanced retinol use. And so for keeping it simple for beginners, it's just important to know maybe what those different levels of retinol are and how you can start to go about using your retinol for beginners, your retinol serums, your retinol lotions, all of those things. So low and slow is my just key takeaway for you. Go ahead and start by using your retinol, I would say once or twice a week. Keep on that same level for 2 weeks before you start to increase the frequency where you use your retinol. So at least 2 weeks at maybe twice a week, 2 weeks at every other night. If you're not feeling any sensitization, go ahead and start using it every night. But if you are starting to get sensitized, even if you've been fine in the past, go ahead and skip a night. Go ahead and skip 2 nights. Let your skin relax. We want to be effective at treating our skin, but we also don't want to cause chronic inflammation from products that we apply. And so we can make smart choices. You don't have to jump in and go full force into anything you're not ready to do, especially if you're not under the care of a physician. So low and slow is the key. Remember, we are in for the long haul with your skincare. And so think of the long game here. The long game is we know that retinol is going to help increase our collagen production. It's going to help reduce some of the enzymes that break down our collagen. It's going to help cellular proliferation. It's going to reduce our pigment. It's going to help just exfoliate and renew the skin, resurface those lines and wrinkles, and give us that beautiful glowing skin health that we're searching for. We have so much evidence, clinical evidence and bench research and studies that go into showing us all of the amazing things that retinol does, even increasing the blood supply to the skin. So it's definitely a product that I think it's worth it for you to go ahead and put in your skincare regimen. But it is okay to start low and to start slow and build up over time. If you are interested in starting on a retinol and you want to know about maybe where to start, help with picking a product, help with knowing how to manage some of the sensitization, we are so happy to have the opportunity to help you here at Blossom Medical. And even though we're located in Northern Virginia, in Winchester, we actually have a nationwide service where we can do a skincare consultation virtually. We will go over your skincare concerns. So individually talking to you about your skin, we will make you a curated skincare regimen, and whether or not that's the right thing for you, we can go ahead and talk. If you're ready to take the next steps, we can ship your skincare regimen to your door and hold your hand through the whole process. So we get you going on your skincare health journey as safely, as scientifically, and as effectively as possible. You can find the links for doing a skincare consultation below, and we'd be happy to talk with you about those things and really get you started on an amazing skincare journey. I am, again, so happy that you stuck with me. This was a lot of information and a lot of nitty-gritty about retinol. You stuck with me through this whole video, and I hope that you learned something that you can take with you that's going to be valuable to you and that's going to help you really choose amazing products and make just great choices for your overall skin health in the future. I would love it if you would share this video with anyone that you think would benefit from this information, and just like and subscribe below if this is something that you would like to see more of in the future, or you find this helpful and beneficial to you. I'm so excited that we had this time together, and I really appreciate the fact that you took the time to be educated, and I hope that this helps you make really great choices and just to have a beautiful aesthetic just result to your skin, and that you can really feel like you knew what you were doing when you made the purchases that you made, because that is just such a strength and confidence knowing that you are making amazing choices for yourself. Thank you so much for tuning in today. Make any comments below if there's information you'd like to hear about in the future, and I will look forward to seeing you at the next video. Thanks.